Chicago, because it is a large city with the second largest job market in the country, offers wide variety of placement experiences.
Because this is Chicago, the diversity is immense. You can work with almost any group of people that you're interested in.
Students come to Chicago Center because they want to work with particular populations, or they may come because they have a certain specialty and certain certification needs.
The liberal arts is designed to prepare students to broaden their world, to be able to relate to populations that they may not have grown up with or experienced, to understand history, to understand the context of their world, more than just whatever has been available to them in their own experience wherever they grew up, or even went to college or went to school.
Schools in Chicago represent the diversity of our city, and so we have schools that are very diverse racially, religiously, economically. Some schools are large. We have a school that has 4,000 students. We have some schools that are very small. We have other schools that are private. There are many private schools in Chicago: Catholic, Lutheran, independent, progressive. There are schools with various philosophies, such as Montessori schools or Waldorf schools. We try to place students where their certification needs are being met and where their preferences are.
Teaching in Chicago just really opens your eyes. It helps you, prepare yourself as a teacher regardless of whether or not you want to end up in the city or you see yourself here. Also, I've known a lot of people who've come and don't think that they want to teach in the city and fall in love with the kids here. I just remember, we'd come here a couple times a year as a kid, and I just felt like an electricity here that I never got in my, cornfield town at home. And so I knew that I wanted to return to the city in some way, but I wasn't sure how to access it. And so when Chicago Center kind of opened up as an opportunity, I thought it was a great way to gain access. I teach at Jan World Language School. It's located on the north side of Chicago in a neighborhood called Roscoe Village. I like to be here early in the morning and set up and kind of get ready for my day. School starts for me at 9:15. We pick students up at 9:10, and we just go through the basic school day. We have lunch and recess in the middle. School is over at 3. I usually hang around afterwards for a little while. Sometimes we have tutoring sessions after school. Every single day, I walk out of this classroom feeling good about what I've done here, and feeling good about the fact that there are 32 students who benefited in some way from what I did that day.
Chicago Center has real connections to people who are really making a difference all across the city, the state, and the nation.
In seminar, we share stories of things that are happening and talk about the issues that naturally arise. We also have guest speakers who come and talk to us about things that are going on in urban education.
We had one man from Access Living who deals with all of the education claims in the city. And special education is not something I had ever been drawn to in the past until I heard this man speak and realized the kind of inequalities that are happening in our system and what we can do about them as teachers. And so I think seminar exposes us in a really helpful way to things that are outside of our normal experiences. I absolutely love living in Hyde Park. I think it's just a vibrant, fun community. There's just like a feel there that is, unlike any other I've found in Chicago, and I've done a lot of searching and looking for that.
Our students live in apartments and are housed together so that they can share stories and talk to each other about things that are happening in the classrooms. They often travel to their placement sites together. A lot of times they think that that's one of the fun parts of being at Chicago Center, is living with each other and coming to seminar together.
There is just a unique culture of stress that is involved in a student teaching semester that if you can share it together, I think is really beneficial for everybody. We went through a very detailed CTA orientation. This is one thing I was a little bit frightened about, is navigating the entire city by myself. It's a really empowering experience, actually. You go through this training and it explains the system to you. And then you get the sense like, wow, I can go anywhere I want to, and I'm not going to get lost. I'm totally fine.
I'm constantly dealing with misconceptions of Chicago and Hyde Park when I go back home to Jacksonville, for example. But on the other hand, I recently read the Time Out Chicago article that said Hyde Park is among the safest neighborhoods in the country, urban neighborhoods in the country.
One of the things I was concerned about was safety. I'm from a town of 3,600 people. I don't know how to walk outside at night by myself. The center really helped to prepare us and equip us for the street smart things that you need.
This is a great place to end your college career and start your adult life. Even if you have no intentions of spending another day in a big city of any kind, this is an experience that is structured enough and yet not structured enough to give you everything that you didn't even know you needed.
I chose to participate in the Chicago Center, I think, because I was itching to get another experience away from Illinois College. I was thinking, okay, what's the next opportunity that I could, move somewhere else? And I thought student teaching. And so luckily my college was hooked up with the Chicago Center, and Chicago was a city that I'd visited multiple times growing up and had always been very attracted to. And I think, that made it a perfect fit.
After doing the Chicago Center, I just was like, whoa, the world is so big. In my world, I feel now that it was so small before I came here.
The center is the reason that I'm here today, not only living in the city, but doing what I'm doing.
I mean, it's super awesome. I'm glad I came. So, yeah, it's been really good. I would encourage anybody just to kind of go for it, and it's great. You'll have a really great experience. So it's going to be hard to leave, I think.
I'm not exaggerating at all when I say that the Chicago Center changed my life.